Hello. Hello, how's it going? What's up, people? Today, we're just doing a little solar observing. The sun's kind of popping off today, and I just finished shooting photos, so I figured I would live stream for y'all and just hang out outside. Vitamin D is an essential vitamin for human function, and so I'm just out here trying to get my vitamin D, you know what I mean? Just let me post this on my stories so I can get some more people in here. Let's see, live on the sun. Drop a link in my story here. I am using a Daystar Cork. I have a ASI 174 and ED80T CF. And I've got everything on the HEM 27 right now. Can you guys hear me fine, by the way? Alright, good, you can hear me. Let's pan around the sun here, see what's going on. There weren't a lot of proms, but there is kind of a lot of filament action at the moment. Or at least sunspot action. The seeing is quite a bit better since the last time I live streamed. I don't know who was here for that, but it was pretty hilarious. Anyways, we got a lot of sunspots. This big filament. Any suggestions? Solar filter for 102. I mean, kind of the only option that doesn't literally cost 20 grand is the Daystar Cork. So that's pretty much the only option right now. Yeah, it's black and white because I have the 174. Even if I had a color camera, though, it would be like a monochrome red tone. Just make sure my focus is nice and good here. I'm going to throw this onto 8-bit mode so we can up our frame rate a bit, and let's zoom in a little bit, you know? We can get closer to these sunspots and not suffer too badly because I've got a 174. Hey, Alex. But yeah, you can see the sunspot is pretty juicy right now. I need to tune the deck on my HEM 27. I have a little stiction, clearly. But that's fine. Any disadvantages on the large pixels? The worst part is low resolution, but I mean, if the seeing's not there, then there's not much you can do. Seeing looks kind of bad right now, honestly. Like, just a little bad, but acceptable enough for a photo on this kind of a setup. Let's see if we can show y'all. There's a couple other sunspots. These ones have more interesting filament things. Might be able to up the contrast for you guys too, because we could certainly get a view with more contrast. So I think if I crank this and then crank this, I can kind of improve the contrast of the view on my cork. And my cork is kind of low contrast, sadly. This might nuke the stream with the extra information, but we'll see. Do I have to buy a filter wheel and all that stuff, or can I just buy a cap for the end of my scope? It depends. I mean, if you want to look at the sun as you're seeing it now in hydrogen alpha, you need a special filter on the back and a certain type of telescope to even use it, but if you just want to look at the sun in white light, you can just get a cap on the end. If you can get a Lunt solar telescope, the Lunt is way better than the cork. If you can get it, I mean, just the problem is going to be resolution. Oh no. It's time to meridian flip, y'all. We have to meridian flip. This is going to be spicy. I might have to unplug my camera for this. Oh, I guess I have to manually meridian flip. That, or it's confused about what time it is. At least I'll have a view of the telescope for you guys. Yeah, camera's gonna have to go. Oh, there we go. Menu, select and slew, solar system, sun, go, go. Go to the sun. Go to the sun. This is weird. My mount isn't slewing to the sun. It doesn't even know what day it is. This thing is so annoying. What is this? This is 2023. January, what? 17th? And it is, what time is it? 12:40 p.m. local time. Bear with me while I try and get back on the sun. This mount is being really dumb right now. How do you get Barnard's loop showing in the Orion constellation? You have a full spectrum on with the H alpha filter. Even if you're in the UK, you should be able to get that. You just have to do long exposures. Oh my goodness. This mount is not behaving. It's really confused about my time zone. That's probably just me having the time zone wrong, but it's just not going to the right side of the meridian right now, so... I'm trying to force my mount to believe that The sun is already on the other side of the meridian, and it's not believing me. Man. Yeah, this is a troubleshooting nightmare already. At least I already got photos. It's not like we're losing photos, but we're gonna lose some footage. That's just part of life, though. Menu, settings, time and sight. My hand controller for my HEM27 keeps resetting itself to the wrong day, and I don't like it. What is this? This is the 17th. The time is 12:50. We're gonna try and force it to believe that we're in a different time zone, so it goes to the other side of the meridian. Please go. And it goes to the wrong side of the meridian still. Whatever. My thing stops tracking, so I don't know if my battery is dying or if it's just like not going to the right pier side for no reason. We'll see. You know, we're just gonna slew it manually to the other pier side. And we'll call it a day. Hopefully it'll keep tracking. The annoying thing is that this mount doesn't track unless it slews to something. So I have to send it somewhere in order for it to work. One thing I've been really enjoying is not using the stupid adapter, the power adapter for the cork. I've switched the Celestron battery and a separate USB cable, and life has gotten so much better. Alright, we'll get this thing close to the sun and then... There we go. Alright, I'm gonna get the camera plugged back in and let's resume. Oh, I'm gonna have to switch sides. I almost just knocked my coffee over. And I dropped my phone. I'm gonna set this up somewhere where you guys can see the telescope maybe and also hear me at the same time. You guys might have to let me know how the audio is, but we're gonna figure that out. Alright, let's get this on the sun. Oh, we got close. I probably should get rid of my tight field of view, but I'm not going to, because I'm a pro. Man, these squirrels are fighting. Alright. You walked into troubleshooting. Wow. Oh, what a nightmare. There's a bit of high cloud coming through, but we're getting it done, folks. Yeah, the spots are currently popping off. And the seeing actually looks pretty good, but yeah, also the spot looks way bigger because I'm clipping the blacks on it. But we ain't got to talk about that. I do have some other interesting things to show you all on the sun. There's a couple small storms, but I'm going to move my chair so that I don't have to squat because my squat mobility isn't great. Ooh. Let's open up the zoom again and we'll punch in on something close in a little bit. You can definitely see that as the clouds come in, the contrast is definitely diminished. But check out this guy, big old filament right there. And for those just joining, this is, for reals, the sun in real time. I'm out here outside my apartment with my little mobile telescope rig, which you can see just on my right. It's a Orion ED80T CF with the Daystar cork and a 174, and it's all in my HEM 27 because you gotta stay portable, you know what I mean? But let's bump the exposure and see what kind of proms are happening. There was a prom a second ago, I don't know where it went. Yeah, there's one, there's two. So, what was it? That one disappeared, so I guess this one down here is the only one left. But it's pretty sad looking, not gonna lie. We'll get really close so you guys can at least get a cool view. And I'm gonna zoom way the heck in. That's too much. There we go. So a little bit of haze on the sun. Nothing like super crazy, but it's already on my my website. All my gear that I use, it's already there. You just have to look at the gear section on my website. So I'm gonna skip the description. And also, I just posted a video. Yesterday I posted a video about shooting the sun, and all the gear is also in that. So there is a lot of places you can find it. Alright. That prominence is not the move. We're going somewhere else. We're going to look at the filaments and stuff. But for those who don't know what this stuff is, man, my cork is so bad. Look at how bad my cork is. Bruh. One half of my frame is just clipped. Daystar. Does anyone have a contact at Daystar that wants to fix their piece of filter for me? Wow. I'm going to email Daystar and see if they will replace this, because this is just literally atrocious. This is... Oh, maybe it was just my screen stretch. I mean, either way, that contrast should not be looking like that. But yeah, these little black dots, these are little colder regions on the sun, and activity tends to happen around these spots. So usually if you sit and watch them for long enough, they might have a storm or something else might pop off, you know what I mean? Things happen around these areas. I might as well settle on a spot and just run a time lapse while we're at it. Let's see, we'll go 1920 by 1080. We'll keep it usable for, I'll be shooting in a usable aspect ratio, or maybe I should go closer just to keep down on my resource usage. Yeah, that's good. Let's pick a good exposure here. We're gonna wanna go down way low. Go for a middling gain. Just wanna make sure we don't clip anything on this histogram, you know what I mean? That looks okay. It looks like a turtle. The sunspot's a turtle. $100% turtle. Yeah, the sun is pretty amazing. If you're looking for song names on Reels, you can just like use Shazam or something. I don't remember exactly the one you're speaking of, but you can always find it from that. Anyways, when you see, let me get back to that big filament, this thing. So that thing right there, this kind of gray band, that's a filament. And when they're on the edge of the sun, they actually are the same thing as what the prominences are. So when they're on top of the disc like this, we call them a filament. When they're on the edge, they're a prominence. But when they're super big like this, they usually will look really cool once they get over to the other side. But looks like there's another small filament thing. There's another pretty large sunspot. This region right here has like a whole cluster of, as triple filaments, a whole bunch of sunspots. This is probably the coolest spot on the sun right now, is all this action. So let's brighten it up. Yeah. Now that's how much contrast a filter should have by default. Mine, not so much. Does look pretty cool though. That is that is pretty sick. I wonder if I tune the contrast on here, we'll notice any big difference. Definitely a cloud. I think that looks a bit worse. I just tuned the knob on the side of my filter, which kind of changes the bandpass, but I've never really noticed too much of a difference when I tune the knob. So I just leave it cranked to one side. I think that looks the best. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about anything else Astra related, feel free to ask. I'm here to hang out and get tan while answering your Astra questions. I'm going to roll the sleeves up because I don't want to get a farmer's tan too bad. That looks pretty, pretty insane. All those filaments and stuff, that is really nutty to look at. Because the telescope I built is a piece of garbage. Whew. Man, solar is so cool. This is just the bee's knees. Look at how crazy this spot is. I need to be time-lapsing this. This is content right here, guys. We're going to get serious for a second with the capture settings because I'm going to be going for something postable. So I'm dropping this way down. I'm going to adjust my histogram just for display purposes for the stream. But I've switched my capture to the full frame. I already have my flats done for this chunk of the sky. And now what I'm going to do is probably freak out my stuff. We're going to do a capture. We're going to start capture. This is going to be sun lapse. We're going to do 500 frames per sequence. Interval between capture is going to be 1 second. No, it's going to be, 1 second between captures. I'm going to shoot 500 and we're going to go 500 frames a pop. And then hopefully this should give us like a super high fidelity time lapse. That should be done in like 10 minutes. But let's do it. I'm going to turn my crosshairs on. Because I'm going to keep this sunspot centered. Excuse the landscaping that's going on. The black tendril lines are those are filaments. Which are basically just like loops of magnetic plasma and crazy stuff. Ooh, it's hot. What is your interpretation of the cause of sunspots? Those are just cooler regions on the sun. If it's cooler, it's darker. But right now what we're doing is we're just ripping through a very high frame rate time lapse You can see my camera is pulling through at like 150 FPS. And we're just going to try and catch any high-speed details or changes that are happening on the sun. Yes. 150 FPS is pretty bonkers. And of course, there's a little cloud action. I mean, a lot of cloud action. Just give them a moment, they'll part. Any minute, clouds. Any second. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm getting wrecked right now. There we go. Come back. Come back. Come on. I don't think this time lapse is going to go how I wanted, but it's going somewhere. Man, now it's brighter than it was before by a lot. And rapidly growing in brightness. But we are still properly exposed, baby. Let's go. I'm using a Daystar Cork filter, but mine is, I think it's starting to break because it's... Bruh, can they stop leaf blowing? It's heavily off-band, so my contrast on my Cork is pretty wrecked. This camera is only a megapixel, so it's pretty small storage space-wise. It's not much. I'm getting so tan right now. But anyways, there is a lot of really interesting stuff going on in this spot. And the reason I'm doing a high frame rate time lapse of it, like so, is if you capture a lot of frames really quick, you can actually see things moving relatively quickly. They happen fast, on the order of minutes, sometimes seconds. Things can change on the sun. Wow, this looks really off-band, but yeah, things can change really fast. 3:22 p.m., somewhere it will blow. Is this a doomsday prophecy about the sun that I didn't know about? Whew. I'm gonna check how my last YouTube video is doing. I just posted this morning. I posted a advice video that I hoped would be recommended in Astro Backyard's video. We'll see. Looks like it's doing pretty good. But if we sit here for long enough, maybe one of these sunspots will blow. We'll see. Maybe one of the other ones I wasn't looking at will blow instead. You never know. I just mean make a solar flare. That's what we're hoping for. When there's a solar flare, you'll see a big white flash, and then a bunch of cool stuff will immediately start happening following the big flash. And that's what we want. I don't know how well it will go considering how bad the contrast is right now on my cork. It looks like... Oh, this thing is like off. My cork got oh god, I just dropped my phone. My cork got turned off. Okay, this is great, Sharp Cap. Great, thank you. Bro, stop. Stop the capture. Stop. I hate Sharp Cap. This is the worst program ever. If you start a looped sequence of frames like a time lapse, then if you want to stop it, you actually have to end task on the program because this thing doesn't stop itself. It was expertly coded by geniuses. So I'm going to relaunch it here. But my filter totally just went off band. Hello from Italy. You could tell because my contrast was going way down, but I just hit the power button on my battery again. And now it should slowly start coming back on band. And we should get better contrast. Yeah, there we go. Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to that one sunspot thing. Yeah, that's cool. This thing's pretty good looking right now. I want to know what you guys think this looks like, but in my opinion, earlier the sunspot looked like a turtle, and now I think it looks like a sitting camel. But that's just me. Here you can see how bad the contrast is on my cork just without cranking up the contrast on the image controls. Just dog water. Straight doo-doo. But let's wait for this to come back on band, and then I might snipe a photo of this. Is this in mono? Yeah. Are you planning to get any more O3 data on Andromeda? Are there any signs the nebula is even bigger? No, I'm done on Andromeda for now. I have other projects that I need to work on. I have my own new discovery that I need to finish capturing, and that's going to be my priority for now, along with some other theories I have to go exploring for new things. So Andromeda, the books are closed on that for the year, at least for my wide field system. For my high focal length system, I am still collecting O3, but on the nebula that's internal to Andromeda. Just because that one doesn't have a good capture, so we're working on that. There are no flares as of yet. But trust me, we're waiting. We're waiting for them. Let's go see if any proms blew up while we were sitting here. You never know what's going on with the proms. Sometimes you just gotta sweep the edge. Sweep the edge of the sun. And there's nothing going on. But you can see how uneven my field illumination is. The right side of my cork is just going crazy, but the other side is not. So very interesting. Let's see. I think I might want to reattempt this time lapse I wanted to do before my filter started powering off by itself. Because it still is just the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing here. How much does the average solar filter cost? The one I'm using is like $1,200. But they can cost as much as your firstborn child or the soul of a loved one, depending on which brand you buy. You know, it's just whatever you're willing to pay, someone will take it. Let's see, we'll call this one blah, 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 and we'll do the same plan. Hopefully this time we won't get clouded out immediately and actually get a time lapse. But I don't know how much strength I have left in me. I'm kind of melting right now. I feel the everlasting power of the sun. I think I might try and do a Coronado PST mod because this has just kind of gotten pretty atrocious. Contrast wise, like the cork models are really great for starting out, but so many of their production quality is straight up hit or miss. You don't know if it's going to be good or bad, and this one is just really blah. Hello from AZ. I'm in Austin, Texas right now. It feels like it's 90 degrees sitting in the sun. Maybe it's 80 something. It is hot. It is really hot. And I am feeling it. I'm definitely going to be sunburnt or really tan by the end of today's capture session. A lot of heavy scintillation going on right now. Hopefully a plane will sneak on past in a second. I've been catching some flights going through my shots kind of recently. At least last live stream that happened. So you never know. Yeah, definitely getting my vitamin D today. Which is good. You can't complain. It's supposed to be raining tomorrow. And yeah, so I'm going to be enjoying the sunlight while I have it. But I should be getting a new narrowband filter today. I'm getting an Antlia dual band narrowband filter in. And I'm putting it on my wide field rig. So I would really like to test that tonight, but we'll see if that ends up happening. I have no idea if it will, but that would be really cool. But I'm actually from Phoenix originally. I'm from Cave Creek. And if you think solar in Austin is bad, it is a lot worse in Cave Creek. I'm watching a squirrel climb someone's handrail right now. It's really funny. But if we sit here for long enough and we cross our fingers, we might catch something in a cool time lapse. Just looking at the sun. Do you want to see it? Well, I guess she didn't want to see the sun. Maybe she thought I was joking or something. Or maybe some people don't care about astronomy. These time-lapse sessions are as long as I can stomach going for or before my hard drive fills up. It really depends. I mean, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Yeah, what a shame. She had the chance to look at sunspots in real time and just turned it down. She didn't even say no, she just walked away. That's kind of awkward. This is the annoying thing about living in an apartment complex while doing astrophotography is well, it's not annoying. Sometimes it is annoying, but most of the time it's kind of cool is I get to interact with a lot more people than I normally would in my backyard. Like I've shown a lot of people some views of space lately while I've been living here, but some people aren't into it. Yeah, it's sad. But way more people have been into it than haven't been into it, so that is a good sign for the future. What ASI you recommend for tracking and photographing comets? Just depends on what scope you got. It's all it depends on. Any camera will work, but I will say this, using a one-shot color camera is a billion, million, trillion times easier than using a monochrome one for comets. It's going to make your life so much better if you can use a one-shot color camera. If you don't have one, then I would honestly just use a DSLR instead and just make my life way easier on myself. Not only will it be way easier, but you'll be able to get so much more fast detail on the comet. Like on the tail, you'll deal with so much chromatic aberration if you're doing mono, so use a one-shot color if you got it. If you don't, use a DSLR if you have it. I might try and make a video about the comet today, but there's already been so many good ones, it kind of feels like it wouldn't be adding much to the conversation about it. It is being overhyped in the news, though. I mean, yeah, there hasn't been a comet in a while, but it hasn't been 20,000 years like everyone's saying. It's really only been, what? When was Neowise? Like 2019? It's been 3 or 4 years, 2 years, whatever, you know. I don't know where it's going to be at perigee. I literally don't know anything about the comet. I've been holding my patience in, waiting for it to pop off. If it pops off, then I'll start caring about the comet. Until then, I'm just waiting. Thank you, Sharp Star Astro. It feels good. But yeah, I've experienced many a comet in the news that got hyped, was supposed to be good, was a green comet like Comet Wirtanen, uh, and a couple other ones that just never panned out. So enjoy the grind, Jeff. Yeah, I'll wait to shoot it when things start heating up on the comet. I would like to shoot it remotely, but it's been pretty cloudy at the observatory, but I think if the weather is right, I might have a shot at the comet tonight, in which case I will definitely be going for the comet, and I might try and get a video. But we'll see. I'm not holding out hope. Sometimes the weather predictions at the remote observatory they're not accurate when it comes to snow. So it'll say it's not snowing, and then it actually is snowing, and then I get super disappointed. But I think I might go for maybe another couple more minutes and then pack it in. I'm gonna have to use the restroom soon. So I might just let it roll in a second. And head back upstairs. And then I gotta start getting to data editing because I got a lot to go through. I wish I could hop in the pool, but it's closed right now. Let's see, if I'm playing this time-lapse back at 24 FPS, I need 100 frames to get 4 seconds of footage. So once I come down to my 100th frame, I'm going to park this thing and call it a day, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching the sun for a little bit. I wish I had a little shade structure because it's pretty brutal seeing out here. That, or I think I might just let it chill for a second. Yeah, thanks for joining the stream. I'm gonna leave and just let this keep going. Oh, I hear a plane. Tell the plane to fly in front of the sun. I don't know where it's going, it's too bright to see. Ah, the plane is not going through the sun. Never mind. Alright, I'm gonna let this rip through a couple more time-lapse frames. I'm gonna go use the restroom, and I'll close the stream off when I come back, or... Actually, no, I'm gonna close it up now and save battery. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.